Anderson. Here. Smith.
Here.
Gibson.
Here.
Hines. Here.
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 All right, number 2 is the approval of the minutes. The minutes of the committee of the whole of October 9th, 2023. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second. Discussion. All in favor? Aye. All right, number 3 is the introduction of the student board of education member.
President Ware, I'd like to introduce sophomore Emily High School Abigail Greenlee. President Ware is going to swear you in. Welcome.
There we go, let's just clear it up. Raise your right hand. We will do this, I messed it up. Sorry. All right.
I, Abby Greenlee,
Do solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of student member of the Board of Education. Does she have to?
She's got her cheat sheet.
Okay. All right, yeah, you're gonna want to. After student member of the Board of Education of the Moline Valley School District, in accordance with the state, in accordance with the Illinois School Code.
do solemnly swear that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of the student member of the Board of Education of the Moline Valley School District in accordance with Illinois School Code.
I further swear that I will encourage and respect free expression of opinion by myself and fellow Board of Education members.
I further swear that I shall encourage and respect free expression of opinion by myself and fellow Board of Education members.
As a part of the Board of Education, I shall accept the responsibility for my role in the equitable and quality education of every student in the school district.
As part of the Board of Education, I shall accept the responsibility for my role in the equitable and quality education of every student in the school district.
I shall serve as education's key advocate on behalf of students in their communities, schools to advance the vision for the Moline Valley School District.
I shall serve as education's key advocate on behalf of students and our community schools to advance the vision for the Moline Valley School District, and
I shall strive to work together with the district superintendent to lead the school district toward fulfilling the vision the board has created, fostering excellence for every student in the areas of academic skill, knowledge, citizenship, and personal development.
I shall strive to work together with the district superintendent to lead the school district toward fulfilling the vision the board has created, fostering excellence for every student in the areas of academic skills, knowledge, citizenship, and personal development.
Welcome and thank you for joining us.
Next, we have the spotlight for Franklin Elementary.
Evening, Board of Education. I bet you were wondering when you sat down in this gym tonight what we were going to talk about when the Franklin Media Machine. So this is a really cool thing that we do at Franklin, and I wanted to shine a spotlight on this. And this is a thing that is totally run by kids, and I just wanted you guys to be aware of what's going on at Franklin, because I know I, myself, all of our staff are really, really excited and proud about what we do here. So here is a taste. So there are 4 arms of this thing I call the Franklin Media Machine. We have a podcast that drops every Sunday morning at 7 a.m. That's our target audience would be parents. Our Class Dojo account, every weekday we do something called Behind the Scenes. Every Friday we have a comprehensive breakdown for parents. Our target audience in that case would be parents and staff. We have a really strong social media presence that we began last year that's integrated between Instagram and Facebook. And finally, this one down here, the most important, the mother of all cool things that the students run. That's our news broadcast. This airs every single morning at 7:45 a.m. And our target audience, students, staff, and there's lots of parents that also tune into this. So there's a couple different things that are pretty neat that we do. Here is our organizational structure. So we do actually have our own in-house Ron Burgundy, as I call him. That's Chase Wilson. He's a 5th grader here at Franklin. He's the president of the news team. We have 4 category managers, Heather, Aaron, Lucas, and Johnny. They all dictate these pockets of kids. We have over 85 applicants for the Franklin News team to run this in 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. To give you guys a good idea of how many that is, that's over half of the Franklin 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders. That's who can apply to be part of the news team. When we broadcast every single morning, all school year long, who runs it? 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders exclusively operate this. We've got broken down into quarterly teams here. We grew the news team by about, mathematically, 2,600%. Last year we just had a team that was pretty small, but this year we opened it up and there's about 50 kids that are part of our news team. And so we've got those broken down into quarters from our camera crew, news anchor, script team, and film editors. Film editors are in charge of editing the footage. Script team types the script to 94. Our news anchors are the ones that are physically in front of the camera. Our camera crew records, tapes, moves the green screen, and goes and gives the clap. So, what do we use it for? One of the first things that we use this for, once I get internet back here in just a second. What we use it for is the following. Our first piece of the Franklin News broadcast is used for just information sharing amongst our student body to make sure that we're writing our narrative and our students all know about it. So we're going to leverage this, and this is what a sample of this would look like.
Live, local, and late-breaking. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Franklin Falcon News. Now, here are your hosts.
But everything is from the day it was to be today are me, Angela, and Noah. Thank you for watching. The next day is Thursday, November 9th, 2024. There are no birthdays. Today's birthday is 55 on the cord something okay, what's the ever? The announcements are tomorrow, there's no school, so I'm a nice day.
So we use it for information sharing. Pretty cool. Another thing we do on our broadcast each and every morning is give the students a good idea of what the weather will hold for the day.
Thank you for tuning in to our Franklin Falcon News Weather Report. My name is Stella Birch. The high today is 73 degrees Fahrenheit and the low today is 63 degrees Fahrenheit. As you know, this is one place to learn to produce our school. When you're doing this, you might take a picture of you and put a friend to it. Here's snapshots of you.
Another thing we use, and this is the most important and dynamic thing of this news channel that the kids operate, is that we share the positive. So one thing that I believe in as the principal of Franklin is making sure that the staff, kids, everybody that from the parents all the way to our youngest kindergartner knows the good things that are happening at Franklin. So one of the things that we leverage on the news broadcast is sharing all of the positive things that our student body is doing day in and day out. Like this.
Our next nomination is for Miss Lindauer, and it is for Amanda Alderman. And our final nomination by a teacher firm is for Miss Moore, and it is for Olivia Suko. Those are our positive office girls of the week for the students. Now let's see what you have to say about your teachers. We have an awesome teacher referral for Mrs. Thrasher. Way to go, Mrs. Thrasher. Then we also have a positive nomination from Brooklyn for Miss Whitman. Way to go, nice nominations this week. I'll make sure to put those in your teacher's mailbox, and they will get those too at some point.
The next cool thing about that segment that I just showed you is there is about 20 to 30 positive office referrals every single Monday morning that we read on behalf of kids that the teachers and staff write up. And then the kids actually have an opportunity to say something nice about their teachers, and I read those as well. Usually on a good week, on a big week, we'll get like around 40 positive teacher, positive office referrals, and another 10 or 15 handwritten cards from students to their teachers that I put in their mailbox and share with them that are just really cool. Finally, the last thing, and this is kind of what I use as a little bit of a behavior measuring stick, dipstick, if you will, is the following.
As numbers of what might come around and take pictures of the school. If you're doing your supposed to, you might take a computer on LinkedIn. Here's a snapshot of them.
on to the broadcast. They are so excited, and oftentimes when I'm walking room to room, which I try to hit every room as much as I can throughout the school day, and they really perk up and, hey, can you take a picture of me? Can you put me on the news? Oh, what are you supposed to be doing right now? And it's a good way of motivating them to go above and beyond, because I'm not going to take a picture of them if they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. They have even helped me edit pieces of our school manifesto video that we do each year and get record shots for this video. Some of the shots like this.
But here at Franklin, we have an extra special meeting today, so we are going to do a surprise right now.
This class, mapping success destination goes to work for your work on map testing and math. 7% use 7 out of 10 teachers real targets in math, which is incredible. 70%, 69% to 70, which means you guys get the mapping success destination growth district award. On behalf of the district, I want to thank Mrs. B and all of you.
Way to go, Portland!
I'm very proud to say that we present 2 awards to this class that we recognize in the district anything that stands out as above average is extraordinary. This class gets 85%, and in reading, you hit 70%. I want to present these all of you in this photograph on a phenomenal year. You guys hit 70% of you hitting your real target in math. And that is incredible, so I'm going to say.
That in a nutshell is the reasons why we record the news broadcast, and that news team is just so valuable to enriching the culture here at our building. And if you really step back from the day-to-day hustle and bustle of working in education, because it is such a fast-paced machine and engine, and just really view the news broadcast for what it is, I think it's one of the coolest things that makes Franklin, and one of the reasons why I wanted to share our student spotlight with you guys tonight, because these kids knock it out of the park each and every day. They run this on their own, and I know that they're very proud at the end product that they put forth each and every day to share with their families, the staff, and the students here at Franklin. So thank you guys for listening, and go Falcons. That's it.
All the delicious snacks for that. Now the presentation.
Good evening, everybody. My presentation will probably not be as exciting. Yes. So tonight I'll be presenting the tentative tax levy. We're going to be going over the calendar, what is the tax levy, why it's important. This will be basics, some data assumptions, and the proposed local revenues that we can generate. So the calendar for tonight, I'll be doing the presentation. On December 11th, we'll be doing the public hearing and board adoption. And then on December 19th, we will file this with the Rock Island County. Normally, that's on the last Tuesday of the month, but since Christmas falls on Sunday, we're closed on Tuesday, 26th. So they moved it up a week for this year. And then in the spring, the county will extend those, that levy amount, and then in the summer, those collections will begin. So this is from the FY24 budget. What we're going to see in local revenue, state, and federal. Typically, federal revenue is going to be around 7% of our revenue, but because of extra dollars, it's up this year 15%. And then this is just a further breakdown of the local sources in our operating funds. So you have your local property taxes at about 37%. Some other local funding that includes CPPRT, interest, fees for textbooks, athletics, food service, and such. about 26%. Then you have the evidence-based funding, which is about 20%. And then federal funding, which is going to be, title, and dollars. And then the other state funding is just going to be some other little grants, some categorical payments that we receive. So this is the collection cycle. For this year, we're receiving around $48 million for local property taxes, and 50% of that is generated prior to the school beginning. So about $24.3 million we've received. This year, the June payment was about $12.3 million. And then you see in November and January, those are projected amounts of what we use. So levy basics, so the levy is the dollar amount the district needs next year for the property taxes. It's also the maximum dollar amount the district will receive. So even though we might be asking for X amount of dollars, we may not receive all of that money depending on how our EAV ends up coming in. So all of this is based on assumptions and estimates. So we always want to make sure that we're assuming, we're projecting that EAV to be higher than it actually comes in. So we get every dollar generated. And this amount is all based on the EAV and the tax levy rates. So here are our funds with the statutory maximum rates. These can only change if you go to referendum. So currently our education is at $3.27, O&M is at 75, special education 4 cents, and everything else is available. So these 4 funds are funds that they have no statutory maximum rates, so these are more as needed. So for the liability tort, that's going to be like our insurance, risk management plan, anything will go in there. So we'll make sure every year we're budgeting for that fund 80 and asking for that amount for the next year. Same with Social Security and IRA. And then bonds and interest. So whatever bonds and interest we have on the books, the county will have that information and automatically assess our taxpayers. So this is just a historical valuation of our EAV. You can see here in 22, you had a large jump of 8.4%. And this is mainly due to the TIF that came off last year. It was roughly around 26 million. So that generated about an extra $1.2 million. So this is the estimates for this year, up about 8.13%, and that's how it's broken down. So residential has the majority of that. We have a little bit of commercial, industrial, and then farm and trade, which makes up a very small. So this is just a chart of how our EAV has grown. You can see that it's been a steady climb, but with the TIFs coming off and the quadrennial year this year, where they're reassessing every parcel of land, we're seeing a large growth in EAV. And then this is just a percentage change, just a different way to show that graphic. And then this is the TIF history. So the TIF and EAV have an inverse relationship. So when you have a TIF come onto the tax rolls, it actually reduces your EAV for the district. So as those TIFs come off, and as a taxing body, we can access those funds. That actually helps our EAV number and provides more money for the district. So the top number is what I have as a proposed levy, and the bottom number is what was extended last year. So that represents a 9.4% change, which triggers a truth in taxation hearing. So we will have that in December. Anything over 4.99% for 1 year to the next, you have to go to truth in taxation. These were the rates that were extended last year and the amount of money that generated from each one of those rates. And then you can see the total taxes, a little over 48 million. And then this is what it's projected to do. So in that top estimated assessed value, there's the estimate from the Rock Island County, and then there's another tip that's coming off. So I added that into that estimate. And then this is what the projected amounts will be. The projected tax rate you can see there at the bottom. So this is going to be the rate change based on the assumptions. And then you can see there at the bottom, this will generate approximately $4.2 million. So the district over the last 20 years has been very steady with their tax rate. And that's what we want to continue to do. It provides more stability for our taxpayers. It allows them, for budgeting purposes, to keep that flat. So you don't want to see spikes in that tax rate. So keeping it level like this is always a good thing. So this is just a hypothetical situation. If your house was valued at $100,000 in '22, the tax rate that was extended, that was the district portion of their tax, the $1,656 If that house did not change in EAB, their taxes would actually go down 69 cents based on the new tax rate. So whenever you increase the amount of EAB, your tax rate, and you ask for a similar dollar amount from one year to the next, that tax rate actually goes down because you have a larger sum of money to pull the same amount from. And then this is just all of our fund balances. This is a new requirement from the state, so we just have to have this in our presentation. It's above and beyond what they want, but this is just a breakdown from our beginning fund balances from the AFR, the revenues and expenditures that we're anticipating from our budget, and then the estimated over-unders for each fund and our ending fund balances. So in summary, we're going to assume an EAB increase of 8.72%. We're going to assume the rate is going to be 4.966. Last year was at 4.9681. So we are anticipating a generation of about 52.8 million, up about 4.2 from last year. And then we want to make sure that that tax rate is either going down or staying level. That is it for me. Any questions that you have?
So based on this projection, the working cash, so 12 million, so we're not touching that at all.
No, so working cash, usually will not use that in your operating account. That is more of a savings account, that fund is spent.
So we're going to be budget. That's all.
Does the public hearing November 11th, so is that just an informative meeting that, what's that for?
So that's the truth and taxation hearing.
Okay.
So we have to hold that hearing and allow the public comment when we go over that 4.9%.
Right. But is that just an informational, like a transparency meeting for the public? Okay. That is. All right.
Any other questions?
All right.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. All right, and to follow up with more money.
Yeah.
We're going to teach students how to do a tax study like that. Curious, bring it on.
This is to end up announcing that we are putting our economics series on public display starting tomorrow morning. We are shifting gears with the econ class in that we are moving to the Raw-Hill Networks series. It's nice for a few reasons. One, if you recall, our general 6th through 12th grade social studies curriculum, we just renewed that. This is the part of that same series. So all the elective classes office, we have a main course and then there's elective courses that come on. This will allow students to do online access as well. It's also the neat part to it, is it has an inquiry-based model to it as well. So if you're not familiar with that, students can end up questioning and finding and solving based on it. So this will be on public display. We'll have it at Allendale. Any questions, feel free to let me know. And this series, I think, is the best for course. It's also chosen by the teachers. Any questions for me?
Just did anybody pilot it or just did it committee?
We had a committee look it over. We really have a section or two as it currently goes. So they have materials that we're looking at and utilizing.
All right, now, presenting Jason Farrell, discussion regarding the delegates on these proposed minutes. This weekend.
Yeah, so just real quick, I mean, I'm new to this as the delegate, so I'm doing it a little bit, but I want to make sure we're just kind of discussing this. So just so everyone is on the same page, this weekend is the Triple I Conference, which is the Illinois Association of School Boards. Basically every school board in the state of Illinois is going to come to Chicago in some respect. It's a nice weekend-long conference. We go to a bunch of different things, but as a delegate, my job is to go vote on these resolutions the ISBs put out. And every year it's a different number, but any school district can submit an idea or a resolution. It's filtered through the ISB, and they make a recommendation. And then we go, delegates can vote. If those pass, then they will send them back to Springfield and kind of lobby for those things and try to push for those changes. So just for transparency's sake, so we're on the same page, I just wanted to put this together, kind of show you the 5 issues. There's 3 that are recommended not to vote on by the ISB. You traditionally follow that. And then there's 2 that they are recommending you approve. So, and there's actually a couple from our neighbors. So I put those down just to kind of talk about, hey, here's what our neighbors are talking about. Here's some school districts, and this will give us some idea of things we can do, and maybe ideas we can push forward, next year or whatever. So I'll do these real quick because it has been a lot of presentations today. So the first one, the first 3 are recommended do not adopt. So industrial construction, basically they wanted to set a limit for industrial construction near school districts, facilities that might have a consequence on health and safety of kids. And the reason that they looked at this and recommended do not adopt is because they want to leave that under local control. And if there's any issues, that they should be going to let EPA and not by school boards or other bodies. So that's why it's recommended do not adopt. Also, at any time if you have a question or discussion on any of these, please stop. So any questions or thoughts on this one? I like it on the local control. So second one's employment history review. Just basically using the ECFS and CANTS tracking system to look at employment history. And the reason they kind of pushed against do not adopting this is because of the ability to implement the faith law. They feel like it was the right system. They love the idea of diving further into this stuff, but they want to use it to align with what we're already using now and a better way to use with each school. They're worried that certain schools don't have the resources for some of this, and that those can fall through the cracks, and then actually they're hiring with less information than more. So, any thoughts on that? Pushback on that? And then, so this was actually submitted by Geneseo, an alternative state school funding program. Basically, moving away from the evidence-based funding. So this is why the ISG obviously because they are a huge advocate and use it's fun. So Tennessee is pushing for in the areas of student discipline, creating safe learning environments for kids who might need different things. And so they did, this was a quick summary of their analysis. They did say, hey, we need to find more ways to give this to the students, but we can't do it going against evidence-based funding, which is what we need now. So that's why I'm recommending. Any thoughts, questions? Okay. The last two are ones that they have recommended we do about. One is school resource officer funding, basically that we just improve SRO funding for schools, just to help offset the cost of hiring SROs. We've seen this, every school district has seen this, that we need more funding SROs. I'm fully in agreement with that, but I will open any discussion if anyone has any thoughts on that. That would seem to benefit us directly. So the next one, the last one, really doesn't benefit us right now because of the way we do transportation. But Mercer County obviously wants to push for easing back the regulations for bus drivers to pre-COVID. Because right after COVID, there were some things like testing that they could only use state standardized safety testing and not require company to do the testing focus and things like that. So we're finding that there's bus driver shortages everywhere. They're having a hard time hiring good workers, and so we're trying to just kind of combat that to take those tests in other areas. So that's why they go So on how you can get the license. Right now you have to use the state of Illinois specific programs. And before COVID, you actually go to the private test out through those and sit down as a school. So now, so they want to allow that to. Just sort of are we okay with the equipment on the first three? And yes, on the last two. Nope.
Thanks, Jason.
Jason? All right, now number 9 is adjournment, and I have all in favor?
Calling the regular meeting of the Board of Education School District number 40, following the committee of the whole, Monday, November 15th at Franklin Elementary School. And I have a roll call.
Here.
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 Right, pledge allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we will the minutes. Recommend motion to approve the minutes of the meeting session of the regular Board of Education meeting, October 23rd. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Communications, public comment, consent agenda. Recommend motion is that the Board of Education approve the actions contained in the consent agenda items A through E3 and F through T as presented. Motion? Roll call.
Aye.
Jason Carroll.
Aye.
Lindsay Hines. Aaron Walkerson. Abstain. Aubrey Anderson.
Aye. Next recommended motion is that the Board of Education approve the actions contained in the consent agenda item E4 as presented. Motion? Can I have a roll call?
Aye.
Audrey Anderson. Aye. Joseph Smith.
Aye. Right. Yes.
Oh, can I have,
I forgot. Sorry.
Just a couple of questions. So I know it talked about the master planning, for the exterior of the athletics. Do we know it said there were going to be stakeholder involved in those questions? Do we know who those stakeholders are?
So we'll work with Lega to develop those stakeholders and get that committee together. That'll be a part of the entire process.
Yes.
parents, community members, staff.
So what was on the consent agenda is like the very beginning of the process, so we have.
Yes, no, that's perfect. And then the other question was on the, I know we voted on the Wilson writing project. Is there an update on the John Deere writing project when it's going to be complete?
I didn't get a question.
Is there an update on when the John Deere writing project will be complete?
I am waiting for the confirmation that the steel has been approved by the architect. It's designed, but I'm waiting for confirmation back. And the goal is to be done and have more work done around the winter break, but I don't have a definite date yet. As soon as I do, I'll share it with Vince and Rachel. And
What's the?
kind of a backlog with everything that's going on for the company that's doing the steel work. It takes a little while.
What's the steel?
What's that?
What's the steel?
So what we found out is, as much steel as at John Deere, they would not hang from the existing steel that was installed in 1935. We could not test it. There was no way to actually come up with a test on that steel. So we had to design a complete new rigging system for all the lighting. Now, there's enough steel there for the Titanic to be built, but they could not test it. So that's what the whole delay has been on all this. And we didn't find that out until they showed up and said, oh, we can't hang from this. We had to start all over again. We got John Deere taken care of, and we addressed Wilson at the same time. Does that answer everybody's question?
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, number 7, approval of resolution authorizing the adoption of the food plan. Oh, yeah. All right. Approval of the 2023 estimated revenue resolution. Recommended motion is that the Board of Education approve the 2023 estimated levy resolution. Estimate of property taxes for the 2024 school year. Motion? Discussion?
I just want to say thank you again. Thanks for explaining what is somewhat complex thing to all of us and something to understand.
No problem. Happy to do that.
To be clear, the amount of tax, like the percentage is down with the amount of tax because of values.
Yeah, so it's that inverse relationship. So the more money you have available to pull from, the less that tax rate's going to be.
That's
So
because
it's like,
values are going up.
yeah.
Not because we're increasing, they're not.
Yes.
So are you clear on this? Okay, we'll be clear on that. All right. So the recommended motion is that. Roll call.
Jason Carroll. Lindsay Anderson. Mary Walters.
Hi.
Audrey Anderson.
Hi.
Joseph Smith.
Aye.
Now, we'll go to number 7, which is approval of the resolution authorizing the adoption of the key learning plan. Heard about this last week. Recommended motion is that the Board of Education approve the resolution authorizing the adoption of the key learning plan as presented. Discussion? Roll call. Aye. All right, number 8 is the approval of the Board of Education meetings for the 2024, 2025, and 2026 school years. Recommended motion is that the Board of Education approve the Board of Education meetings calendar for the 2024, 2025, 2025, and 6 school years as presented. Discussion? Roll call. All right, number 9, approval of field placement affiliation agreement. Recommended motion is that the Board of Education approve the student teaching affiliation agreement between Grand Canyon University and Moline Valley Community Unit School District 40 from October 25th, 2023 through October 25th, 2026. Discussion. Roll call. Aye. All right, reports, requests, and open discussion, Dr. Taylor.
Okay, the 2023 Quad City Student Hunger Drive is now complete. This amazing service learning event takes place with 17 different high schools from all across our region choosing to participate. This year, their collective efforts raised an astounding amount of food, equating to the equivalent of over 818,000 total meals. Moline High School students raked in over 22,000 pounds of food just by themselves. These record-breaking totals for the Quad Cities prove that our students can accomplish anything, and working together with neighboring districts promotes a collective voice that will last beyond the holiday season and well into next year, so congratulations, students. It is also Board of Education Appreciation Week, so thank you to the Board of Education for the Moline Valley School District and for our student board members. There is no better selfless way that community members can give back, and so we're very grateful for your service. It is often thankless and has been challenging over the last several years, and we appreciate your service to our community and our schools. Coming up at Moline High School is also Share Joys right around the corner. Proceeds from this event will allow for hundreds of local students to shop with their families for free during a 2-week window from December 11th to the 23rd to obtain winter coats, hats, boots, and other clothing and needs for the value of approximately $150 per child. We're incredibly grateful to Ms. Heidi Norcross, who is the MHS Share Joys coordinator, the staff and administration at MHS, for keeping this service learning tradition alive, and to our partners at JCPenney's for coordinating this event each year with students, families, and volunteers. And as a reminder, tomorrow we will host our very first community partner Thanksgiving tea. This is a new event directly connected to our Payschool C4 community, designed to increase stakeholder engagement by featuring the contribution of our community to our schools. We plan to spotlight 30 community partners this year and hope to recognize more in the future. The event begins at 4 p.m. tomorrow in the Bartlett Performing Arts Center lobby, the social, hors d'oeuvres, and student musicians. And then at 4:45, we will begin the recognition ceremony. Board of Education members that are able to attend will have the opportunity to present certificates and get their photo taken with each partner organization. So we hope to see as many of you as possible there tomorrow. As Jason mentioned, the joint annual conference will take place at the tail end of this week. This is a premier professional development opportunity for school administrators, school business officials, and boards of education. We look forward to engaging with those of you who are able to attend for this professional development opportunity. As a reminder, the Illinois School Report Card data is now live. We are wrapping up analysis and look forward to presenting that information at our December 11th Board of Education meeting. We know that fall is upon us and we're getting closer to the holiday season. Next week, as a reminder, students and staff will enjoy a well-deserved and well-timed fall break, and we hope that everyone has a safe and relaxing time. And just a couple of other things at your table. You have some flyers from the Illinois Association of School Boards. These were from the event that Jason and Audrey and I attended in Kewanee. It was a great event, just another opportunity to connect with other districts, other boards of education. Jason, Audrey, anything that you wanted to add?
As a new member, I thought it was great. They did a breakout for new school board members, and so just to meet with other people and kind of get that sense, of what everybody else is doing. I've already been in contact with a couple people that we've had the discussion, so maybe you want to host basically.
Their public school foundation is doing some interesting things regarding disability. And into alumni, these pockets of alumni might have. But it was some good conversations there that we want to just share some of that information with our public school foundation.
Got those materials set up and ready for the meeting that's next Monday night. And so before I turn it over to our students, in case they had anything they wanted to share, I just wanted to give a shout out to our board president, Mr. Wayers, who was featured in the Monitor, talking about work zone safety. So congratulations, Mr. Wayers. Wonderful, we'll get your autograph today. And so I wanted to turn it over to Justin or Abby. Any highlights? I know you've had some great things going on this last couple weeks.
Here we go. As Dr. Savage mentioned, the student hunger drive just wrapped up last week. Last week I went to the closing ceremony. It's been a long couple months of fundraising, but I feel that the student body at Moline and throughout the district was really involved with all of our events, and it's always a great event to see. I just this year have started a new club, Women in STEM. I'm the president of it. We are working on getting young women throughout our district interested in STEM careers and involved in the STEM field. We just took a field trip 2 weeks ago to Cedar Rapids for a convention hosted by the American Heart Association, and they had a lot of professionals who work in different STEM fields there. So we've been working on getting started this year since it is a new club, and that's something very exciting for me.
Thank you.
I had talked to you guys last meeting about District Club after talking to Mr. Provo. Huh? Mr. Provo. You told me this was not told me today. My fault. I knew it today. I knew it right here and then. After talking to Mr. Tom today, we're hoping to get a meeting set up to fix up the sculpture on the senior patio. And then this Wednesday, Heritage will be coming to talk to us about the outdoor classroom aspect of it. So we're hoping that the classroom will be planned and getting ready to build in the spring. And then NHS, we've been doing a lot with Share Toys lately. I've been going around talking to different businesses for the raffle. Our donating contest will be in the morning this year, unfortunately, because of last year was a mess with students going around, there were fights, it was bad. So unfortunately, it will be in the morning, but if any of you are able to attend, please do come to that. It should be still fun. I will be there, I will be cheating. So, Mr. Club, great presentation.
Thanks, JT.
All right. Yeah, so our next, we will go into closed session. Oh, no, fine. Yeah, Vince got it all?
So we're trending very well. You guys all got this, the fund balance report. It's a nice snapshot of where we are. Revenues and expenditures are pretty much trending right on line with our budget. And our current equity is about 116 million, so overall. So very well right now. Thank you.
Yes.
I just wanted to say, Mr. Buckman, that I was super impressed by that, and I just know what kind of effect that has on kids, and as a parent, I both of my girls, it makes me so happy to see that have an effect on the babies. And that's.
Thank you. I just want to say congratulations to all those teams for undergrad. I did a lot of that in high school, and it was really different out. There, how you help you also doing what you're doing. So congratulations to everybody that worked on that. Those are
All right, any more? Great, so we will now move into closed session. Motion. Fair? Then motion to return to open session. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Open session, here we are. So I have a motion to read. Motion is to approve the 2023 through 2028 superintendent contract with Dr. Rachel Savage as presented. The board having found she met her performance goals set forth in her superintendent contract dated April 12, 2021. Roll
Mr. Bryant. Mary Walton Smith. Aubrey Addison. Jessica Smith. Jason Farrell. Andrew Weir.
call. Aye. Sorry, I didn't do a discussion. You did a great job.
I should we congratulate your call.
Yeah, yeah, here's that. All right, motion to adjourn. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?